Sorry, Simon, I forgot. We'll edit this out. I forgot what my last point was for a sec. What was it?
Talking. Cough.
Welcome to this interview. This is Simon Orr, teacher, DJ, performing artist,
jack of all trades, master of none.
Today we're talking about mental health. What is your own, experience, just generally with mental health?
Up until meeting my current wife, not a lot, and then when I met Kerry, that's when I started to discover the different sides to mental health. Then other family members that sort of joined the family circle, dealing with challenges around their mental health, and then even our own children. We've got a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old that have different levels of mental health challenges, one being autism. Kerry's diagnosed with bipolar, so that's been an interesting experience, which back then compared to now has been quite a big learning curve for myself and us as a family.
So what was it like, the period before and leading up to those diagnoses?
It was hard, mate, I'll be honest with you. It was really difficult, but as the slightest thing would switch from what would be a really good morning or good afternoon or good couple of hours to a period where it was as if all of a sudden you were living a different life, and there was times where life wasn't great and there was difficult challenges for us both, where tempers would just spiral out of control really quickly, and me not understanding would actually just throw fuel on the fire by taking it as a personal attack.
Did the diagnosis for both, did that help?
It did, and the medication that went with it. So for Kerry, she'd always suffered with depression. It got worse, and the bipolar was actually diagnosed after we had Bailey. He wasn't a very happy baby. There was always usual sort of baby issues that would, as the babies get older, they grow out of, but he never did, and he cried all day long. So while I was at work doing what I was doing, she was stuck in the same four walls with a crying baby all day long. That then developed to me doing really small things which I thought were helping, by me taking the other two children to school on the way to work, and also leaving work because of the job that I could do, to come home to pick the children up from school, so that Kerry didn't have to get the baby dressed, put him in the pushchair, go to school, thinking that was helping. That actually made the situation worse, because before you knew it, months had passed and she'd never left the house. And by being persistent, the doctor eventually gave in and went through the process, and the formal diagnosis for bipolar was made. And she went on medication. The medication at the time took a while to set in, and then she was on that medication for maybe 5 or 6 years. It helped, but then one day she just went, actually, she ended up opening the box and reading the side effects, and the side effects of the medications actually worried her more.
But do you think the medication was helpful, or do you think actually it turned out to be unhelpful then? She was better off it, or was it helpful at first but then good to get off it, sort of thing?
Yeah, it was a bit about being on the medication. The side effects were things like putting weight on, not being able to sleep, insomnia being caused. So although the medication was sort of depressing and suppressing her feelings to stop the explosions happening, the side effects of weight gain and not being able to sleep were adding other issues onto it. And as soon as she stopped taking the medication, then because it took a while to wean out of the system, she'd learned to adapt a lot better with her own feelings. One day, she just went, I'm going to go to university. She did an access course. She enrolled onto a degree in psychology, because one of the things she was watching all day long was these crime programs about serial killers and things like that. So she wanted to learn about the forensic science and the psychology behind it, and understand herself a lot more. She's gone on to do her master's, and now is working in education, doing something extremely similar to me. So lives a very, very busy lifestyle, which is keeping her mental health now in a better, healthier situation, because there's something to keep her brain active all day long.
It's interesting, isn't it? Like, if you've got an interest of any kind, pursue it.
If you was to see her now, she's a totally different person. She's in charge of, with her day job, she's in charge of a team of people. So where she was all those years ago, where she didn't have the confidence to go and meet new people and do something new, like walking into a college building with hundreds of other students. Now, although the anxiety and the nerves are still there, she just gets on and does it.